Bob Bowman goes to Florida State University. Is a sprinter, but he trains like a miler. And more work's better, right? Bob didn't know how to temper his work ethic. Most analytical coach I've ever met. I've been around guys who've won NCAA basketball championships, been around guys who won Super Bowls. None of them were as intriguing a character as Bob Bowman. Here's a concert pianist. He has a degree in child psychology. Bob Bowman has got an MO where he doesn't last very long in jobs. Bob Bowman is an iconoclast. He's got an idea of this is how we're going to do things. Very strong opinion. Very strong opinions. Plays the ponies. Owns thoroughbred horses. Not your normal swim coach. Bob Bowman is put in charge of one of the groups at the North Baltimore Aquatic Club. He's in charge of Michael Phelps now. And Michael, whatever group Michael was in, he was always the youngest member. He was always around older boys and girls because of his precocious talent.
And I was scared of my mind. I was like, I'm not swimming under him. He's too mean. Like, I will never, ever swim for this guy. There's not a chance. And he was like, I'm not coaching this kid. He's a little hellion. He runs around, gets in trouble all the time in the pool. He's not swimming for me. And then, sure enough, we get put together.
Got it, 206. Come on. You push 201.
I think that self-belief is very important in a great athlete because ultimately, at the critical moment, they're going to have to rely on the things they've learned, the training that they've done, and pull that all together with their self-concept. That's going to be the most important thing when they go into the major competition. So I think self-belief is really critical.
Let's go, boys.
I think there have been sides of him that I've never seen, when we were in Baltimore, of him being more calm, more laid back. But there's also that, that other side of him that, is very strict, very, kind of has to, almost like a perfectionist.
Think I'm here giving you a workout that'll make you a slower swimmer? Or do you think I'm giving you the thing that'll make you the best swimmer in the world? Gee, how did that work out the last 11 years? Oh, I gave you the workout, you did it, you're the best swimmer in the world.
I believe that confidence isn't something you can dream up, it's something that you earn. And those who earn it by demonstrating performance in practice are the ones who have it when it counts. Well, I think one of the things that we stress in our program is that you learn a lot more from your failures than you do your successes. So we try to build a culture where people aren't afraid to fail. That if they're going to fail, we want them to fail big. We want them to not be afraid to try and to be fully engaged in whatever they're doing. And everybody fails. I think when you have talented people who aren't motivated, they generally either have not ever thought about goals, they don't have a direction to follow, or the goals that they have set aren't exciting to them or meaningful. So that's where I start. If I have an athlete who seems to have ability but's not using it, I try to have a conversation and try to sort of get into their head and find out what things are important to them, what they're trying to get out of this experience, and then try to set up a goal system based on that, because it's very individual. The things that appeal to Michael may not appeal to someone else, even though they might be equally talented. So I think that's the key. You have to figure out what the end result is they want to achieve, and then you can work back to where they are today and come up with a plan to get